Liverpool 4, Palace nil. I'm joined by John. John, I mean, I didn't expect us to lose 4-0. I mean, there was always a chance of losing against Liverpool. We weren't the favourites going into the game. But what do you make of the performance? I thought from the get-go with the lineup, my confidence just went down. I didn't really see us having a chance after seeing the likes of Gaeta and Benteke getting dropped.
Yeah, I don't know if they're dropped or injuries or what,
Yeah,
but yeah,
injuries, yeah.
it was a big disappointment. And then with Zaha going off as well, it's just like all the fire went out. Yeah, like so it's a big come down after last week, but I suppose what you'd say is the quality opposition is so much better. Like they're one of the best teams in the world right now. But I would still feel disappointed because I feel like we didn't really even show what we could do against that type of quality opposition. We didn't have the best team in any way, and even with the players we had, I think it was a bit of a nothing performance.
Yeah, of course, Wilf started the game, which was a massive positive because he's our main attacking threat going forward. He got injured in the first 15 minutes or so, which hopefully it isn't anything too serious. Max Meyer came instead of him. What do you feel of Max's performance coming on for Wilf? He hasn't really had much games under Roy Hodgson. I thought he done pretty all right considering he had nothing to play for up there. What do you make of it?
Yeah, and also he's definitely not really a wide player. I don't see him. That's where he's like going to be effective. He's much more effective coming in, being in the middle, like maybe that number 10 role, or a bit deeper, but definitely central. I thought it was a big shame when Wilf went off, not just because he's quality and he's like a real threat, but it just meant that Liverpool themselves could just relax because it's not only actually what he does, it's like he creates fear in the opposition. Like, you know, Alexander-Arnold is just going to be a little bit more cautious about completely bombing on if he knows that Wilf is just hanging around there, and when he gets it, they can cause real damage. So, I mean, Maya was all right, but yeah, that wasn't the thing that we needed.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the goals now. The first goal, probably the most controversial one. It was a great free kick by Trent Alexander-Arnold, but there's so many questions in place. Let's see what you think of it. First of all, Wayne Hennessey's positioning. I'm not personally too sure about it. I thought he was a bit too close to the other side, and he just seemed out of place. Watching it back, and second of all, why on earth is Max Meyer in the wall? And like seriously, why? That's how I see it. Why on earth is Max Meyer the smallest person right at the edge of the wall where Trent Alexander-Arnold aimed it?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it's not even like it's a surprise. You know they're gonna. Okay, they could go for the other corner, but you know they're gonna
Mm.
shoot. It's not like, oh, are they gonna shoot? Are they gonna cross? I do agree about the positioning. Just probably a couple of steps too far to the right hand post. But also, even like he's such a big lump. He should like. Fair enough, it was a great free kick. But I feel
Yeah.
like Henderson could have got a bit closer at least. I feel like with Hennessey, the thing is, it's not just that he's a lump, but he is a lump. It's that the opposition know he's a lump. So yeah, fine, they score some great goals, but also it's partly because they just know like get it in the corner, it's probably going in. On the wall thing, one other bit of controversy. I could be wrong about this, so
Mm.
I was a bit unsure. But I thought the rules had changed so that attacking players have to be at least a meter away from the defensive wall, and it just didn't really look to me like they were. Now, no one said anything about that in commentary or in the sort of Sky analysis. So maybe that's just not a thing. But I was a bit unsure about that one.
Yeah, that is a thing. So attacking players cannot be in the wall, of course, but I'm not too sure about the how far away they have to be. But they create their own wall. They've done that against last game against Everton when I was watching it then. So no real surprise there. What? So with Hennessy, let's talk about him a bit more. Did you think that maybe him not playing as much maybe contributed to his performance today? What do you even think of his overall performance? I mean, he did make some good saves towards the end. Let's get that straight. He did, but lots of people, especially on social media, are already started about Hennessy. What do you make of his overall performance, and where do you see his future at the club?
Yeah, the thing about it is it's not just that I don't think he's a like top half Premier League goalkeeper, and I don't. But it's also because Guaita's been really good, so it's like the drop off from that level of performance,
Mm.
and not just really good in terms of the saves he makes, and it's also his distribution and just the confidence he gives to the team. And I feel like as soon as that team sheet was named, like I just felt and that confidence. I can't imagine the back four have that much confidence. In terms of his actual performance, no, I thought it was poor. He made a few saves at the
Fair
end,
enough.
but I just feel like he didn't get close to a lot of the efforts that he should have. And in terms of his future, I don't know. Like, I feel that his decline is like Joe Hart-esque, and it's getting worse.
Yeah, personally, I could run on about it for a long time, but how I see it is, even when he plays good, he won't win. In terms of there will always be fans there who just don't rate Hennessey for what it is, and I do think it has impacted his performances because he knows that as well. He's not stupid. But the rest of the goals, of course, the second goal, Patrick Van Aanholt, it seemed like he didn't hold the line, but great finish by Salah. Then Fabinho, brilliant strike, was not closed down. There were errors there. It wasn't all just brilliant goals. There were slight errors there, of course, that when you look at it, of course, maybe in hindsight is a good thing regarding that. But let's just talk about the substitution. I want to focus on that. So we're 3-0 down. Even in the first half, you saw it. We don't really have a chance. Of course, you don't think the players will have that mentality. But watching as a fan, I didn't think we had much of a chance. Pierre did come on. He came on an 80th minute. But wouldn't this have been a good chance to bring on some of the youngsters instead of bringing on likes of Luka Milivojevic and Jairo Reed-World?
Maybe. Like, I hear that, but also what you don't want to do is bring them all on and then it's like 7-0. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a bit of that as well. And there are plenty of games and they're thick and fast. And I think part of the issue about today was it's just like, we didn't have, obviously we had a weakened team, and partly I think that was because of the recovery time between the games. So, like, yes, we definitely want to be a club that like brings on youth more than we do, because we have, I think, probably the oldest average age squad, and that's definitely reflected in the starting team tonight and most games that I've seen or been to. But I don't know if that's like the time when you're already 3-0 down against a Liverpool team who are like turning it on. That was them. That, to me, that was Liverpool at their best.
Yeah, they were. Of course, the lineup changed compared to what they played against Everton. So finally, if there is anyone, who was your Palace man of the match?
It's a tough one because the two players I actually thought did okay. I also feel were like at fault for the goals, the first two goals. In terms of, I thought Van Aanholt, he was one player who wanted the ball and he was like offering, and particularly before Zaha went off, I thought, again, that looked like where our threat was down that side. But I do feel like he kind of was at fault for that Salah second goal. And I don't think he held it up that well. And that would have made a bit of a difference to us in terms of holding on to the ball. But he his energy and effort was you can't complain. And he did show some nice touches and he did look after it a little bit as the game went on. But again, I feel like he was a bit at fault for the first goal because he just kept fouling them on the edge of the box and giving away free kicks. And a team like Liverpool, you can't really afford that.
Yeah, it was a performance to forget from majority of the players. Of course, the couple that you mentioned there had an alright performance. But thank you for joining me, Joe. And as always, leave down your like and subscribe so you don't miss our future content. And if you want to get involved, leave down your comments down below and jump on and leave down your thoughts after games. And until next time, up the Palace.